Aloha, everybody. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us at the Guide to Preparing for the UHCC Virtual Career Fair in Fall 2025. My name is Angela Coloretti McGough, and I'm the Counselor and Coordinator at Kapi'olani Community College Employment Prep Center.
Hi, my name is Kim Martinson, and I work in CareerLink in UH Maui College.
Not on camera, but joining us today is Craig Mitchell with Hawaii Community College.
And I'm Christy Teruya from Honolulu Community College's Career Services Center. Okay, so we're going to be covering the following items. You'll learn how to find the UHCC Virtual Career Fair on Handshake. You'll be able to register as a participant, learn how to sign up for group and individual meetings for the fair, tips to prepare before the fair, what to do during the fair, and how to follow up after the fair.
Okay, so before you can register for the fair, you must first activate your Handshake account. Now, if you haven't done this already, you can visit uhcc.joinhandshake.com. And then for help, you can see https go to hawaii.edu /SXM. Okay. So the first step is to check your school email and locate the email from the handshake at mail.joinhandshake.com. So this is asking if you want to register for the virtual career fair. So that's step one. Step two is to locate the registration link in the email or the button that says register now, and you want to click this one. Okay. And then the third step would be signing up for either one-on-one sessions and group sessions to chat with employers. And we'll pretty much walk you exactly how to do this in a little bit. Okay. So if you did not get the email, alternatively, you can either log into your Handshake account and look for the events tab, which will be in the upper left-hand side, and you want to click attend an event. And there's going to be two that you might see. You might see one for West Oahu, and then ours is the UHCC Fall 2025 Virtual Career Fair. Okay, so after clicking the link, you'll be directed to the Handshake webpage that will give you an overview of the event. And now you will click the register button, which is blue and it's circled with a little finger pointing to it, button on the right side of the page. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to see a really quick survey that contains a total of 6 questions. This will take you less than 2 minutes to fill out. Once you finish the survey, please click the green finish button. Okay, so once this form has been completed, a pop-up should have confirmed that you registered for the event. If you return to the events page, the register button should now also be, we'll say it's like gray, and it'll say that it says registered. And now you are registered. And you will receive a confirmation email to your hawaii.edu account. That will include the event information as well as articles to view articles to view and workshops to attend before the event. Okay, so now that you're registered, you can move on to signing up for your group and individual sessions with employers. And this is what we were discussing a little bit ago. So on the events tab, you're going to click available session at the top to view all the open sessions for the employers. Okay, so once you click that, you're going to scroll through. There's going to be a list of employers. So you're going to scroll through the employers to find what sessions you're looking for. Some employers offer both individual and group sessions, and some offer either or. So once you've found a session, go ahead and click the time that works best for you. Okay, a pop-up tab displaying the session information and an option to confirm the session will come up. So please click the blue confirm button to save your spot and sign up. Once your session is confirmed, it will appear on the right side of your screen under your session. So I'll talk about this in a second, but let's go to moving or discussing how to sign up for individual sessions. Okay, so it's very similar to the group session. So signing up for individual sessions is basically the same process. And you're going to follow the same steps of searching for the employers you're interested in and the time that works best for you. And you're going to click on the individual sessions option. After selecting the employer that you wish to sign up with, a pop-up will appear with all the available options for the times. For example, this one has 7 individual sessions that are 15 minutes each. Each individual session will be 15 minutes. Please pick the one that works best for you and make sure you click confirm. Now remember, new employers are joining the fair and updating their schedules. So please continuously log in to see which employers have joined the job fair and what sessions they have available. Okay, so once you've chosen your group sessions that you want to attend or individual or both, to look at your schedule, you can go back to the main page and look at your schedule. And this is where you'll be able to view your particular schedule for all the sessions that you signed up for. And this will also be where you click to get the conference link when the time comes. So when the day of the job fair, you're going to click on your schedule and it'll have all the links to your sessions with the employers. And this will also be where you choose to cancel any of your reservations as well. Okay.
Okay, so now that you know how to register and sign up for individual and group sessions, let's talk about tips for career fair success. So we're going to be sharing tips on before the fair, during the fair, and after the fair. So before the fair, we do recommend that you do take some time to research the organizations that will be at the virtual job fair. You can find some of this information on Handshake. If it's not, we do recommend that you find the company's website on the internet and do some research. So you want to understand what positions are they're currently looking to fill, learn really about what their vision and mission is. That can be helpful when you're talking with an employer. You also want to have your career documents ready. So, taking some time to review and update your resume or CV, and a cover letter as well. Last but not least, because this is a virtual job fair, we do recommend that you do a quick technology checkup beforehand. The recommended browser for Handshake is Chrome or Firefox. There is another option to download the Handshake mobile app as a backup and making sure that your Zoom is updated as well. So during the fair, you log into Handshake and you'll have a Zoom room open to help you start at 9 a.m. if you have any questions. But make sure that, like with a in-person job fair, that you arrive on time, and that you ensure that when you do log on, you take a quick glance of where you're going to be logging on, making sure that your background is clear, there's no pictures or distracting things, and also be in a place where you can where it's kind of quiet so you can focus. Number two, you're going to meet the representative. So you're going to listen to the introduction, share a little, they're going to share a little bit about their company and maybe the positions they're looking to hire. Number three is this is your time to introduce yourself. So we recommend writing out a short intro or an elevator speech just to introduce yourself. And so, you might want to practice that beforehand. And if you have any questions or need some help, please reach out to your career center or career department rep at your campus. And lastly is before your time with the employer ends, be sure to ask for their contact information. You can ask, make sure that you write down their name, their position, and their email address. Now, what to wear? So this is a little different, right? Because in an in-person job fair, the employer will see you from head to toe. In this particular essence, they'll see you from the top up. But these are just general tips to consider. So I think in Hawaii, business casual is often what is expected. So aloha shirt, button-down dress shirt, collared shirt or blouse. You want to stick to neutral colors, nothing too heavy on patterns or stripes. Um, as far as general hygiene, making sure that there are no obvious wrinkles in your clothes, making sure that you groom your hair, do your makeup, and then just make sure that you find clothes that fit you well. I know Like for myself, I don't like to get dressed up, but if I know I'm going to be in a situation where I'm going to have to talk with employers, I might even try on my clothes beforehand, maybe the night before, just to make sure I feel comfortable and I look presentable, at least from the top up.
Okay, so now you're going to be meeting with representatives and introducing yourself. So the question is, how are you going to do that? I know it might feel awkward to introduce yourself, so it's normal to feel that way. It's best if you start with you. So you want to share your name so they know how to pronounce it. Your name will be visible on the screen, but you want to share your name and then your college major or program. Also, you want to stick with what you know. So, in your introduction, you want to mention something about yourself that's related to the organization or why you're interested. In an individual session, it's a little bit easier to find time to speak. So, you might just say something like, I wanted to join. My name is Angela Coloretti McGough, and I am an education major at Kapiolani Community College. And I'm interested in learning more about how your organization helps people in my community, as an example. In an individual session, like I said, it's easier to find time to speak, but in a group session, you might have to patiently wait for the time for you to introduce yourself. You don't really want to interrupt someone else who's speaking, but you do want to try to find a space within the half hour to make sure the representative meets you. So you could say, for example, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to introduce myself so you know who else is in the room with you, and then go into your introduction. So when you meet with the recruiter, you want to make sure that you ask some kind of questions to interact with them. They may give a short presentation or a little introduction to their organization, and then we'll ask if you have any questions for them. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that if they have open positions listed on Handshake, that you're aware of what they are. If there aren't any positions listed on Handshake connected to that employer, you can ask more about them. Or you can ask if there's going to be more positions that are connected to their profile in the future. Also, if you're planning to apply for more positions that are listed, you can actually ask if there are what the process is. So, what is the application process like? So, what can I expect if I'm a new applicant applying for a position with your organization? And if you're not ready to apply, there's a couple of things you can do. So the first is you can ask about opportunities to grow. So something like, if I were working with your company, what are some of the professional development opportunities that you have for new employees? The idea is you're showing that you are interested in working at the organization and then also want to grow within the organization. And then finally, for students who aren't graduating yet, it's also great to ask someone what their opinion is of what it is you could be doing to prepare. So you can say something like, do you have any recommendations about what I could do to become a strong applicant to your organization? And so, like your introductory statements, we recommend that you write down a few questions for your meeting and practice asking them so you're comfortable doing so. Since you're selecting your sessions ahead of time and you know who you'll be meeting with, it's a great opportunity for you to prepare in advance.
Post-fair etiquette. Much like after a job interview, you'd want to be sure to follow up with the employers that you have met. So the fair might have ended, but your work is not done. You'll want to reach out to them. It's important to send an email acknowledging the representative for their time with you. And we recommend either send it from your hawaii.edu email account or a professional sounding email address. And it can be as simple as Aloha so and so, thank you for taking the time to introduce yourself and your organization. I enjoyed learning about blank, fill in the blank. And although I may not qualify for any openings yet, I'm attaching my resume here for your reference. So I look forward to staying in touch as I finish college. Of course, end it with a sincere mahalo and attach your resume. That's all you have to do to extend that relationship with that person for the future. And we'd like to hear from you guys if you have any questions. Please feel free to type them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask. There's a QR code there if you could help us by completing a brief survey about what you learned today. And if you're watching this online, please fill it out as well.
Thank you, Craig. Does anyone have any questions?
I see a question in the chat. It says, do we send the cover letter after we get accepted into the job?
So, a cover letter usually accompanies your resume. So it kind of explains your resume a little bit more. It humanizes you. You can tell a personal story. So that's when most students would send a resume along with their a cover letter along with their resume when they're applying for the job. By that point, if they've already accepted or given you the job or giving you the job offer, they've already stated that you are wanted and that you're a good fit. And so I don't think it's necessary at that time. It's more so about creating a profile, a lasting impression for the employer before you get to the interview portion. But thanks for that's a great
Yeah,
question,
good
Jordan.
question. I'm not hearing any other questions. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. If you do have any further questions, here are your campus contacts. And again, whether you are watching this live or as a recording, it's really helpful to receive feedback from you guys as our workshop attendees. So please fill out the survey and let us know what you thought.
Jordan put another comment saying, I thought we only send out our cover letters after the career fair, not during. Um, yeah, so I think it would be great if you do speak with an employer at a job fair and you do plan to apply for a job. It would be great to reference that in your cover letter saying, "Oh, I had such a great time speaking with you. Please accept my application and my resume for this, particular position." Um, yeah, so the cover letter would, if you are applying, it would be along with the application and or your resume. Um, and then does someone want to, and then Renee mentioned after getting a job, maybe send a thank you letter. Yes, that's a great, I think, thing
Mm-hmm.
to leave a great positive lasting impression after interviewing with the employer.
That's a great question. And it reminds me that sometimes the person that you're speaking with at the career fair may not be the hiring supervisor. So you might be talking with one person at the career fair, and they're going to be sharing more about the organization in general. And then when you apply for a position, you may end up getting an interview with a different person. So that's why we recommend right after the career fair, you want to send a thank you email back out to the person you spoke with, the representative. And then when you get that interview, the thank you letter goes to the interviewer. But it is a nice touch if you do get the job to thank the very first person that you spoke to in the organization. I think that's classy. And, you know, as those of us that are working professionals, I don't hear thank you enough. So I think it would be great for you to send out thanks to the person who introduced you to the company. Does anyone else of the counselors here, our career specialists, have anything else to add? Great. Well, thank you everybody for attending. Again, this is our names and our contact information for all of the UHCC campuses, and we look forward to seeing you at our career fair.